Valley Club, the currency conversion is live. Did it meet all of your expectations? Did you get all the supply credits that you thought you were gonna get? We got the Danger Room coming later today. The new roguelike game mode, hopefully it adds a lot of fun to the PvE experience. We got a new promo code of the week, a lot of other changes, and we're discussing all of that on this edition of your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Joining me this week is my brother rolling all the way from the Thunder, my brother ZeroKool. And if you're ready for all of the topics of the week, brother Zero, let them know what to do.
Let's go smash it.
Oh yeah, welcome back to the ValleyFlyin channel. I am ValleyFlyin. This is ZeroKoolGamer, and this is your Marvel Strike Force Weekly News Update. Do this every single week, keeping you updated on everything that has happened and is upcoming in Marvel Strike Force. And if you get some value from our conversation today, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button for even more Marvel Strike Force and content, and ring the notification bell so you know as soon as it goes up. And I do want to mention, there's a sale going on at INTOTHEAM, up to 70% off all the way until the 1st of June. They're not sponsoring this video, but they sponsor a lot of videos on the channel. But I do like your shirt, Zero. How are you doing today, and how are you enjoying all these changes coming to Marvel Strike Force?
I'm excited to see how these changes are going to play out today, but I'm super excited for that new game mode that's coming today.
Yes. So one of the big changes already happened. I haven't looked at it. As soon as it happened in game, I'm like, all right, I'm not doing anything in the game. I want to talk about it on the news. But before we talk about that, I do want to talk about the brand new promo code of the week. This was at the end of the new Danger Room preview stream that went out, and it is for 20,000 intel credits. It is for 200 L4 training modules, which are gonna seem like they're a lot more rare than they were last week. The code is SS Danger Room. I entered this. Did you have any problem with this code? Did you enter it already?
Yeah, I entered it right away and it worked perfectly.
Nice. Sometimes I have to enter codes, multiple times. This one I also entered it right away. And we'll get you the stream in just a little bit. I do want to start with this currency conversion. So this is what happened as I restarted my game. It was a little late. It was supposed to happen at noon today. It happened probably about 12:30 or so. And everything got converted. So elite war credits down to 0. And we got a bunch of these shop credits. No more war credits, no more elite raid credits, no more raid credits either. No more blitz credits. Some people in chat was like, oh, I wish I didn't use up all my blitz credits. We have arena credits. So yeah, some people are not happy about this because the conversion ratio that you're gonna get for intel and the amount of training modules that you get with that doesn't seem like it is equitable. What is this? Gear credits. What is this from? Is this from raids? I don't even know what this is. Blitz. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. We also got Crucible and Elite Crucible credits. And for myself, 79,000 of the, or 79 million of these shop credits. How much did you get, and were you satisfied with the amount? Do you think that conversion was done right?
I think the conversion was done right. They had that little mix up yesterday where it was in game, where it was off, but then they sent out a communication saying, no, that's wrong. These are the conversion rates. And looking at it, your conversion rates look about right when you're adding them. So
yeah, so I'm sorry, the message you're talking about before the in-game pop-up intel recently displayed incorrect currency conversion rate. The error has been corrected in-game. The accurate rates are detailed in our original blog post for reference. Here are the correct rates. So whatever was in-game yesterday, not right. This is the correct rates. Blitz credits 1 to 4, gear credits 5 to 1, arena credits 1 to 4, raid credits 1 to 2, elite raid credits 1 to 2, war credits 1 to 2.2, elite war credits 1 to 3, cosmic crucible credits 1 to 2, and elite crucible credits 1 to 4. I didn't look at these numbers. You said it looks accurate though for what those conversions should have been.
Yeah, looking at them, you can see which one's multiplied by 2, but the 2.2 and the other ones, the gear credits look right. But you got a lot more shop credits than I do. I only got about 52 mil.
Okay. I haven't spent a lot of stuff in a long time, dude. Were you spending stuff? Were you keeping on track of everything and being really efficient with your roster? Or were you like me and kind of just sitting on a lot of stuff? Is that?
I sit on a lot of the credits. Okay. I mean, I try not to spend them, but then again, you need sometimes you need gear. You got to buy something.
Yeah. All right. So let's go. And I think what chat was saying is you got a lot of shop credits. I think you could see some of it in the war credits. No, you can't see it in the war So anyway, there's no shop that you could spend it in right now. I think we're gonna get that shop at server reset, but yeah, you can't buy anything in any of these shops anymore. Did you buy all these L4 and L3 training modules every single day? And did you actually be super efficient and open your arena orbs before the conversion happened?
I left the arena orbs there. I think I should probably go do them if they're not going to let me. But the
conversion already happened. Yeah. The conversion already happened. There's no more arena orbs. This is done.
Then I'm done. Then I didn't do it. I rarely open those orbs. They don't give much.
They don't. I think every 10 I opened, it was a few of these L3 training modules. Not a lot, but because this orb was going away, I didn't want to open it because there's no more arena orb. And I think they said that the other major change was that you couldn't purchase the raid orb, the Crimson Raid orb with the shop credits you're getting. You can't do that anymore. You still can earn the fragments from raids, but you just can't earn that stuff anymore. Right, but I think one of the big things that people were talking about is arena. Did you look at your arena rewards? It is now intels instead of arena credits.
I feel like they're missing a 0. I feel like they're just really, really low compared to what you have to buy for using the arena credits for training mats. It looks low in terms of buying intel for training mats. It doesn't look great.
So what Chat was saying, number one in arena, you used to get 5,000 arena credits a day, which would allow you to get 120 L4s every single day. Right now, the top player in arena, or the top 10 in arena, 2,000 intel. If we go to the intel shop, that 2,000 you're getting on a daily basis, I guess every 10 days, you'd be able to purchase some L4 training modules. And that's if you use all of your arena intel for training modules. Seems like a huge nerf. What are your thoughts on the training modules that you're getting directly from arena? Now we might be getting intel in different places, and it may be a wash. But if we're just looking to intel from arena, seems like a huge nerf. Why would they do this? Did they not look at the numbers? What is your impression of this?
I don't think they looked at the numbers and how much they were given for intel to spend on that, because you want to get those training mats because they're really a big bottleneck for a lot of players.
Yeah.
And you were able to get it with the arena credits, sure, 1 through 10, and a little bit up there. If you got the top 50, you could get a lot of training mats. Now you can't even purchase them, or you got to wait 10 days just to get them. And this just seems off. I don't approve of this. They need to change that.
Do you think that the intel that we're going to get from other places kind of make up for this, or this is just horrible? or are there going to be maybe L3 training modules in the supply store, and we may be able to get some legacy stuff from the older store? Let's go back to that store. What are you predicting in the store? Because it's not there right now. It may be up as you're watching this, but I want to get your prediction of what is going to be in that Intel store.
I'm hoping they do some conversion for us where we have training mats where players can actually get them every day as they were used to, because that was basically the common occurrence. You go to arena, you get your arena credits, you go buy a bunch of training mats. Now you'd have to go to arena, win, wait 10 days, and then buy your credits. I hope the store has something updated for those training mats, because it's a really big bottleneck.
What are you predicting is going to be in the store? What do you think is going to be in the store? L3 training modules. What else would we need? There's T4s. Would they be T4s? Would they direct gold purchases? Do you think they're going to get anything like that? I know they did some general descriptions, but what do you think? What specific things do you think is going to be in the store? What do you want to be in that legacy store? Because all the good stuff's going to be in the Intel store.
I could see L3s being in there, but they need to fix the rate for what you're going to spend them on, and at least a slot for one G20. Anything else would be great, but the bigger bottleneck is either you have gold but no training mats, or you have training mats but no gold. So they should have something in there for at least the training mat part. The T4 materials are important because they're scarce, so I hope they have them in there, and hopefully they have another Awakened ability. But it depends on if you need it.
Or they're putting it in other places and they didn't announce it, and it just feels bad, even though they're giving us the same amount. The lack of communication sometimes is the explanation for a lot. But let's move forward with Quasar, the big character that was released this week. Some teams feels a little bit off, and they have this screenshot with some silhouettes. I did like when they had these silhouettes every now and then on social media. We got some silhouettes now, and we know Annihilus is the big chapter. We know Quasar is chapter 1. We have a silhouette here for chapter 2, another silhouette for chapter 3. When you first saw this, what did you think thid characters are? Because I'm not sure if you know at this point who these characters are, but assuming that you do know who these characters are, who did you think these characters were when you first saw this, or when you first knew about these chapters for Annihilus?
Well, I mean, before once we saw like this silhouette, or you know what's coming forward, I'm just going, okay, it looks like maybe Harry. Could it be Werewolf by Night, because he was in the files for like ever, but he's now gone. Yeah. So he could be a legendary.
He's not. Werewolf's not in the Datamine files anymore.
Nope, he's not there.
Are there other characters in the Datamine files that you're seeing?
I'm gonna keep it as he was there. He's not there anymore.
Okay, I guess there are some characters in Datamine files then. All right, I haven't seen those Datamines.
Oof, but somebody in chat was like, "Oh, it could be a different Juggernaut," and I was like, maybe not.
A fuzzy Juggernaut. I can see a fuzzy Juggernaut here. Okay.
And someone was like, "Oh, maybe they reworked Ronin," and I'm going, I don't think Ronin's going to get an update for chapter 3. I doubt he's going to.
They're talking Ronin for chapter 2, the gold one, or chapter 3, the blue one.
Chapter 3.
Ronin. Okay.
Yeah, I was like, no, I don't know about that.
Which Ronin? The Hawkeye Ronin or the Kree Ronin?
The Kree Ronin.
The Kree Ronin. Okay, because I saw the point at the top. I was like, oh, that's kind of more like the Hawkeye Ronin. All right. Yeah. All right, so I may know who one of these characters are, and so I'm not going to say anything, but I do want to hear your guesses down in the comments, Valley Club. That's all I'm going to say about this. All right, but we did get Quasar released in the game this week, and I have not really built him up. How is your Quasar, and have you used him so far in the live game? We'll talk about the test server in a little bit, but have you used your Quasar?
Yes, I did use Quasar in War.
And what was your experience on the live server with Quasar? I think we've had one war since he was released, or at least since I unlocked him, we've had one war. Obviously, I have not built him up, so I have no idea what he's going to be like. And this is a rougher weekend for me, so I didn't test anything on the test server. So, what was your experience in War with him?
He's ripping those charges right out the gate, right off the bat, and he's fast. He took care of the charges, so Black Knight didn't do nothing. So he tore through that team really, really fast.
Who did you face? Out of time or some mixed team with? Time. Oh my goodness! That's what kind of test is that? Out of time is so old, dude. Oh my goodness!
Well,
all right, hold on. Let's go to the test. Let's go to the test server. What did you test on the test server? I know the test server sometimes is weird because there's no diamonds in the test server, and sometimes it makes teams look a lot better than they are or a lot worse than they are. So, what was your experience on the test server with Quasar? Who did you? I hope you faced some better teams than Black Knight.
I went up against with Quasar and Undying versus an Annihilators, and I think they put in I think it was just something, I can't remember the 5th character, but they ripped right through it. Quasar at 7/7 was just he just pummeled them. Even with the rain of fire hitting, he took it and just came right back and just started pummeling them again.
All right, I'm curious. Did you get any testing against Odin? Did you get any testing against Null? Did you get any testing against these scary characters? Maybe an absolute A-Force type defense, maybe a hybrid defense. Did you get any testing against that with Quasar?
There was a Astral in there, and it was a little back and forth, but he did the job with Undying. I didn't face Odin, but I did face a Null. Even with the blows and all the darkness stuff, he still came on time.
Okay.
He pushes right through it. So
was there any team that he lost to? It sounds like he smashed everything.
I think it was harder for Absolute A-Force. I can't remember what other team I used him with, but Absolute A-Force was they were kind of just pummeling him down. He was taking it, but I think they were just Kahori was just once she gets to her ult, it just becomes a nightmare.
And it was all Quasar with Undying that you used?
Undying. Yeah, I tried to do it with Undying.
All right, I'm wondering if that's the best setup for him. Valley Club, let me know who you used Quasar with. If it was with Undying or some other team, it's obviously going to be some hybrid team because doesn't really have a team. He's meant to like fit into many different teams and just make them really, really good in war. But let me know what your testing was like, Valley Club. Let me know what you were able to do in this war that we've had and what team you were to face. All right, but let's talk about his red stars. He has an event coming up next week, the Quasar event. It is going to be an essential event run once a month during chapter 1. So we're going to have it next month or next week. The invasion event Quasar, it's going to have 8 missions in the first run. That's going to start in May. Then in June, they're going to add 4 more missions. And in July, they're going to add 4 more missions. So 16 total. We're going to get 8 next week. And it's going to be like our Scourges. What are your initial thoughts when you first saw that we're getting a new mission, some more PvE content, some more hopefully challenging content with our characters?
They seem to be going really good with coming out with some challenging content for just characters without decent rewards, but the content is great. It gives you a challenge, and I hope this one as well is going to be a challenge. It's a Scourge, so I'm going to be playing it as many times as I can to get the highest score, which entices players to go, I want to play it more so I get a higher score. I think this is a good way to give out his red stars, which is one of the best game modes, as long as they don't stop, as long as they don't limit it in some way. I hope they don't.
I was actually surprised that they're giving out red stars, because when I first heard the announcement, oh, they're gonna give legendaries away for free now. I'm like, oh, how are they gonna make money with it? I guess they're gonna do red stars, but they're giving away characters and red stars. I guess the money's gonna be made in awaken abilities, right?
Yeah, they do put out those offers for those awakened abilities if you want to go get them, but this here, I think, is a really good idea to put out red stars in the Scourge.
Yeah, I mean, if we go to the Quasar kit right here, the battlefield effects is only on his awaken ability for his ult. So you get no battlefield effects if you don't I'm assuming buy the awaken ability. But let's go back to this. So the run score, similar to Scourge, earn the highest points total towards your run score. You'll have unlimited run score attempts. So I like these kind of things that you don't have to wait 24 hours before you do your next run. Like, oh, I screwed up, let me go right back in, instead of, oh, I screwed up, let me wait a day to play this again. I like this. I like Kill and Tower. I don't like the ones that you have to wait. So I like Scourges. So this is a good thing. Red stars. Run scores that hit key milestones will get you red stars, and there's going to be different difficulties, and I think that's a great thing as well. Maybe not everybody could get the high red stars for Quasar initially, but at least everybody could play this, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is basically a nice little free-to-play part, and you use your roster for it. Plus, you get to do some special stuff with Quasar. I think this is going to be a really positive thing for the community, where everybody can play at your own leisure. There's no wait times. You can do it as many times as you want, which is exactly what the community really needs right now. A big positive way to get something for free.
Sounds exactly like our next topic, the danger, and play it as much as you want, as many times as you want. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, all they need to do is remove overpowered, and then we have this huge high that continues from the 7th anniversary. All right, but 4 yellow stars during the first appearance of an event is all you could have for Quasar. So there's a special combat mod. And it looks like for all of these missions 1, 2, Harbinger or Quasar, which means you can use the Vigilantes. Missions 3, 4, Vigilante. Oh, what happened here? We just reset everything. Let's try to go down again. A lot of times when the game or the background resets, these web pages just go down. But all right, so where were we? Mission 3, 4, Vigilantes or Quasar. Missions 5, 6, Vigilantes or Thunderbolt or Quasar. And then mission 7, Harbinger or Quasar. So Harbinger is all Vigilantes. We need the Vigilantes for the negative zone. I just say Vigilantes to the moon, get these red stars, don't worry about anything else. What are you doing? Are you building up your Thunderbolts in anticipation for other content? Because I'm thinking maybe the missions 9 through 12 or the 13 through 16 might require not just Harbingers, not just Vigilantes, but also Thunderbolts. What are you seeing with this?
I am really in love with Vigilantes. I like the way they play. They seem to be a really all-around team, so I'm putting more resources into them for the moment. Thunderbolts are great, but I see more Vigilante being used unless the node specifically needs something from the Thunderbolts, and then I'll have to shift to Thunderbolts over Vigilante.
Yeah, for missions 1 through 8, but do you think that missions 9 through 16 will not have a Harbinger requirement. It'll specifically say Thunderbolts. That's what I'm asking. Are you building up your Thunderbolts now for these missions? Not necessarily 1 through 8, but 9 through 16.
The next ones, I would probably go with Thunderbolts if that's the direction they're going, because they have Vigilante there specifically. So the next ones will probably go Thunderbolt specifically or Quasar. So I might as well start building them now in anticipation of those nodes coming up.
Yeah, I just think they want to sell these characters, right? So if we get everything for Quasar with just the Vigilantes, never have to build up the Thunderbolts, never have to build up the team after the Thunderbolts, or never have to build up the team after that, it wouldn't really hit their mark. So I'm just thinking this is Vigilantes. Then we get Thunderbolts. Hopefully by then they'll be available for everybody, at least free to play, at least get that unlock. And that's up to you how big you want to build them. And then I'm predicting for the last one, that'll be whatever team comes out after the Thunderbolts. And hopefully by then that's free to play as well. Did you take a look at any of these mods? Did any of these stand out for you?
So, I mean, the Raids one, the War one, I really want to see how those interact, because that's 2 big abilities for characters out there. And for the Raids one, that's a lot that you give to Vigilantes.
Yeah, and the War, that's a lot you're giving to Quasar.
Right, and if you're gonna, I like using the 5-piece of Vigilante, but if I need Quasar to go in there, I'm more than likely gonna take out Electra. I really like her, but I'll probably take out Electra.
So it's probably a lot of these, because of the War bonus is probably the best 5. The 3 new ones. We got what is the other one that was there? You're taking out Electra.
Yep.
Why can't I remember the other Vigilante character?
Oh, no. Oh, I thought you were talking about
Punisher. Okay.
I'm not taking out Punisher.
Yeah, I've built them up for Gear Tier 20. Punisher's good. Electra, I think, is the one I'm going to take out as well. So that's what I'm doing. This starts next week. I think it's next week Tuesday. This starts. Yeah, the 27th is next week Tuesday. So I think only the Vigilantes needed at the lower runs, but I think for the high runs, especially if you're doing like difficulty 10 with all these scourges on, because of this War bonus, I think there's gonna have a lot of War characters there, and I think you might need to bring Quasar for that. So build them up, and then hopefully we don't need any of these other Thunderbolts or anything like that. All right. I know the mode that you're most excited about, and I am as well. Danger Room coming a little later today. Let's just get your thoughts. I know you played this a lot on the test server. You said you had a lot of thoughts on this before we started recording. So what are your initial impressions of the Danger Room as you experienced it on the test server?
My expectations were not high at all. I thought it was maybe not going to be an interesting game mode. I've seen your guys' videos from when you guys went into Scopely for it, and I was like, all right, cool.
We were all excited. Yeah. What would give you the impression that it would be bad? I guess Battle World, right? I guess Battle World.
Yeah, Battle World was going, and like, okay, we see it, and once I started playing it, I don't know what happened. 2.5 hours went by, and I got people going, we gotta go. And I'm like, oh my God, I just literally got caught up going back and forth. Let me end the run and go again. Let me end the run and go again. Try to use these tokens here. And the enemies change, which means planning wise, it's not like Dark Dimension. You can't go, oh, okay, I could get this character now and go back. No, the enemies change. Now you gotta really rethink your whole setup. And it was just so much fun that you lose time. And I lost track of time really fast because of this mode.
That's a good thing.
Oh,
when you're playing something for fun, getting lost in the time that you're having fun, that is a great thing. So it's not like it's the opposite would be exactly worse, right? I'm playing this game for fun. I'm like, man, this battle's taking so long. And I do feel that way sometimes about the negative zone and things like that. Last week, not so much because it was new. This week, like it over and over again. Yeah. The exact same enemies dropping the exact same way. I'm looking forward to this because I like the puzzle of the negative zone. Now it's not really a puzzle because I've already beaten it. So having a puzzle every single time it resets looks great. What kind of strategy did you use? Or are you going to need strategy? Is this, you just get your highest run, you score that, and then the rest of it, all these subsequent runs are either for fun or cosmetic rewards. What kind of strategy did you use, and is it even needed?
I learned very quickly that the Dark Dimension strategy does not work. You can't use that. What is the Dark Dimension strategy? you can go ahead and you can pummel into that node, you could die out, and then you could use cores to heal them up. It doesn't work that way here. It's not working that way. But because if you go ahead and say, hey, I'm done with it, I'm done with this run and end it out, you come back, the characters are changing. Now I got to figure out a new puzzle. And the only strategy that I thought was thinking of either the actual care packages when you actually get them, which ones you're going to use. Some of them are very, very good. They're very strong. Some of them are just there, depending on where you're going, but you have no idea what the next enemies are doing. And maybe planning some of those out, like whenever you get them, seeing which ones work and don't work for the characters that you're looking to take in.
What are some care packages that you remember? Because I had fun playing it, but I didn't play it as long as you did, and so I don't remember too much. But what are some care packages that you remember? Some of the good ones that you like, oh, this is going to help me.
Spawning with immunity is great, so that way you don't get blasted from any.
I remember that one on stream. They were talking about that one on stream. Yeah.
Yep. There's another one that gave a lot of bleeds right off the bat. So somebody, you would take one of your characters in and they would apply bleed somewhere. So that one would go ahead and take care of a lot of the health for at least once the higher nodes get in. But once you get to the higher nodes, it gets more difficult, and you're like, well, I got one or two characters, but those other ones are coming at me and they're hitting hard. So it helps, but then it doesn't help, because then you could have picked another one like 3 regens. You start off with 3 regenerations right out the gate, or have them all have offense down or defense down. So it's kind of like you got to figure out which care packages you're using. If you're going to go elite, if you're going to go straight just the regular general node, because some of those elite characters just come in and wipe you out, and you're just like, well, now I got to go back and try it again, and that's what happened.
It's gonna be totally different, and I can learn a little bit from that, but I can't use the exact same strategy. Now, one thing that I did enjoy watching the stream, because I guess I didn't play the test server long enough to see this. There's 2 kinds of X coins. You get the pink one, and you get the yellow one. The yellow one looks, and I may be getting these wrong. There's one that continues on every single run, and one, I think the pink stuff is the one that is just for that run. But I think building up the yellow coins for the whole run, giving you different modifiers to quit, I think that adds to a lot of replayability. I think for myself, I do want to get that perfect run. So I'm going to be going back, collecting those X coins, doing a lot of initial runs, getting those things, and then trying to get that perfect run. What is your impression of it as someone that tested a lot more than I did? Are you thinking the same way, or am I thinking wrong?
No, you're right. The purple ones are just for that particular run, and then the yellow ones are for the combat modifiers, and you want to get as many as you can. But some of those elite battles where you got to go and play them, they can challenge whatever characters you're taking in, and you kind of got to figure out a strategy with the care packages, because those enemies change, and then you go, okay, am I using, do I rent a character and hopefully they got a good character to rent, or do I just keep going with the purple coins and see if I can beat them with the characters they're given?
How did you use those rental tokens? Because in my testing, I didn't do any of those rentals. Did you try them? Did they benefit you? Were their stats too low? Were they kind of like the characters that were on your test server roster?
They were, some of the rentals were low compared to the characters they give you, where you can just get the next character to buy. And those characters are based on your roster, right? So it's actually what you had on the test server. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. However, there was one rental at one point where there was a G20 hit monkey, and I took him. Oh. And he helped out a lot. But it was just a rental for that particular one. I was like, well, just for that run.
You don't get it on subsequent runs.
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. So
I love it. It sounds so challenging. It sounds like everything I experienced it just seems like it got better, not worse, like Battle World.
Oh, this is so good. I am so like seeing your guys' excitement with it and then playing it. It was like, wow, they were not joking. This is a fun game mode.
And so, you know what the sad thing about Battle World is? They're working at Battle World for over a year. They were working on this for a few months, and this seems way better than Battle World.
This is way better than Battle World. I can't even. I think the hyping up that everybody's doing is just an understatement, because people are going to keep playing this over and over and over again, and it's so much fun.
I hope you're right. I hope they like it as much as I did. All right, but it's coming later today. It may be out already as you're watching this video, because it is coming about 3 hours from us recording this, and yeah, so it might already be out. And if it is, let me know your impression of the Danger Room, or if you saw the stream from earlier or some of the videos from earlier, let me know your impression of that if you're watching this early. But there's some new character availability. Did you see all the new character availability that we got, Zero?
Yes, and where they're getting placed seems to be a good choice.
I wasn't sure how they're going to do this. I thought the Spotlight Raid Orb was going away. As someone asked that question earlier this week, I'm like, no idea. They haven't updated that in a while, so maybe they forgot about it in anticipation of the new store that's coming. But this was announced yesterday. I'm not sure if this also went in game, but Brother Pathfinder put this out. Jean Grey, available in the Blitz store for shop credits, with the increased drop rate in the Blitz Orb. So it looks like they're still making characters farmable, and older characters, instead of going to the install store, going into the shop store, the Blitz store, you can use shop credits there. So I guess we're not going to get a brand new shop. I guess all those shops are still going to be there by the way this is listed. And then you're just using different currency for that. All right, Hercules, Raid Store and the Raid Orb using shop credits. I like that as well. You know what I was hoping? And this it seems like we're gonna get all the stores there and using these shop credits for that. I was hoping it would be one big giant store, and everything would be in there, and it'd be just one tab for everything instead of all these different tabs. But I guess that's not what's happening there. Hercules going to Raid Store, Raid Orb, shop credits, Kahori, and Miss Marvel Classic, replacing Medusa as the featured character in Spotlight Raid Orb. So I guess Battle World is not a permanent location either. Is Thanos, Endgame Thanos, still in Battle World store? And is that the only location? I saw him earlier
today. I think I saw him earlier today.
Yeah, I just wonder if that's the only location, because Miss Kahori is going out of there now. But they're going to Spotlight Raid Orb, and Medusa is going out of the Spotlight Raid Orb, going to campaign mission. Hard Heroes 2-3, replacing Carnage, who remains in the War Store. Any other thoughts on these changes to the character availability?
With the number of shop credits that we got today, I could see people maxing out Jean Grey and Kahori within very, very quickly.
They're not already maxed out on your roster, though?
Oh, I'm already maxed out with them. Okay. There are some players that probably don't. And hey, now you can do it.
Mid-game players, newer players, yeah, yep. That's great. That's great. I like anything that's a good catch-up mechanic. All right, but another one, Hyperion. So that's the third big thing. The first one was the currency conversion. The second one was the Danger Room. Third is a new character, and not just a new character. We're getting the Thunderbolt showcase. And what they said when the Blitz credits and stuff was screwed up later, they said, we're gonna make it up to you by giving more shop credits so that you get your war boost and your war attack boost. I guess the defensive boost and the attack boost. So that's what's happening also later today. So a lot of things happening later today. What are your thoughts on the Hyperion? Did you get to test him on the test server? And if so, how valuable is he?
We didn't really get to test him out in raids. It was more war, but he did serve. He did do some pretty good damage there. They didn't really, Thunderbolts in war didn't really hold up as much as I thought they would, but in raids, I'm hoping he fills that spot where we can go right through those nodes, because trying to sack it once and then go with like Scroll and Hive Mind is a little annoying, but at least we get through the nodes. I'm hoping Hyperion comes in and we can do it at 3-3 at least to push those raids through, because it takes a while to do those nodes.
Yeah, I was hearing the 4-piece. If you haven't built at high levels, so not just getting the unlock, but 5, 6, 7 yellow stars. If you have the 4-piece built up, you can with Super Scroll beat all those nodes one shot. But I guess this makes it a lot easier if you don't have them built at those crazy levels. So I'm happy this is happening. I hope they come very free very, very soon. What are you shaking your head at? What are you saying no at?
I got them at low stars, so they get wiped right when they go in.
Low stars is bad. I hear high stars. I hear high stars are pretty good though. I hear high stars are pretty good. But yeah, hopefully low stars they can still beat it. I hope they could beat it at low stars, and then we don't have to use sacrifice and then use another team. We just go in with them, and hopefully we get them unlocked very, very quickly. All right. Next week we have a new season of Cosmic Crucible coming. Did you already set your defenses?
I've set maybe 2 or 3 rooms there, talking with Dave and talking with old time gaming, trying to figure out where if I'm going to do offense heavy or defense heavy, and they kind of got conflicting things. But I'm kind of excited to see what some of these rooms do, especially with the global rule. That's going to be another big hit for this season.
Yeah. All right. So I did set my defense on stream earlier today. Or the Midnight sent me some, or Alliance Made Fussy sent me some. I did Midnights just because that was the first thing. So the room 1, this is what I have. Thanos, Emma, Null, Gore, and we got Juggernaut, the zombie Juggernaut. Fortifier healers are going to get vulnerable. Very similar to what we had for the Ultimate 16. I think it's exactly the same as we had for the Ultimate 16. Striker characters get 3 vulnerables. Other characters get 2 vulnerables, and vulnerable characters getting 100% more damage. What are your thoughts on this? Is this one of the rooms that you set?
That is one of the rooms I set. I'm leaving it how I left it for U16. I'm just scared of that Thanos.
Who was on that? Who was on that room?
I had Cabal, Endgame Thanos, and Gladiator.
Okay. Nice.
And it's that Thanos is scary in that room.
Did it hold? Did it hold pretty well?
It held for 1 or 2 matches, which they got annihilated by Endgame Thanos. He had so many vulnerables, he just wiped them out with the rain of fire.
So you don't want to have a lot of vulnerables on the enemy Thanos because he's gonna kill you. All right, I did a Night Stalker with Scientist Supreme in room 2, and this is on turn if character has taunt, gain offense up. On turn, assist now for all allies with the offense up. Doesn't seem like a big, huge room in terms of rules. What are you thinking for this?
I was trying to think of anybody that could give offense up or right on spawn. Superior 6 is great because they do it with Slayer, but they're kind of an older team. Guardian gives offense up to everybody, and if somebody takes a turn on the enemy team with offense up, they're going to drag him in for an assist. So
he's a pre-Ares character as well, though. So that also has older stats.
Yeah,
I can't think of it the offense up with post-Ares stats. Is anything coming to your head, or does it not exist?
I don't think it exists for an entire team.
All right. Well, chat, let us know who you think would be the best to make use of that offense up in room 2. Room 3 got a team based kind of on the absolute A4s. We got a Sasquatch in there. We got a Mega Sentinel in there. Again, this is what brother Midnight sent me, and I just copied what he used. He did have a full Thunderbolt in this room, and I don't have that, so I just put some random characters there. But mixed up team. What do you think of this mixed up team, and is this similar to what you're thinking you're going to do?
Dakahori is going to snap off with her special a lot more times than you're thinking about because it costs less. If they crit a lot, you're gonna reduce the enemy team's ultimate. So please watch out for that.
This is the Kahori room. Whether you want to use her on offense or defense, this is the Kahori room.
Yeah, it's
I play her on defense.
Room.
Hopefully, I don't screw myself. I need her on offense. All right, room 4. We got a tough team here. We got Illuminati, Mephisto, Shadow King. And on offense and defense, all characters, the damage reduces the max health of the target by the same amount. So kind of the Mephisto, what Mephisto already does. Are you going to use Mephisto on here to like double that effect, or use him somewhere else?
I'm going to use Mephisto in there to just take advantage of that entire effect. Because if he can go first and reduce somebody's health down to 0 or close to it, it's going to be really effective for what you have there with Illuminati coming in, to go ahead and wipe a couple of characters out, and it might throw them off if they don't have null on offense.
All right, next one. This is for Thunderbolts. I didn't have a Thunderbolt team, so I just use these random characters. This is all for the Thunderbolts. What are you using here? I got 2 of the Thunderbolts. Actually, I guess I have Victoria Hand unlocked. I just don't have her built right now.
I have 4 of the Thunderbolts unlocked, but 2 are really, really tiny, so I don't know if I'm going to use them on defense. I might use them on offense. Yeah, I might use them on offense.
Okay.
Yeah, Taskmaster and Ghosts are built. So they're built for this room. I'm hoping that they still trip somebody up when they get more ability energy, because they have to get attacked first.
Okay. Well, hopefully they're just as good in offense as defense. And in Dorky's room, got some X-Men characters here. Phoenix, Omega Red Phoenix, or Omega Red Phoenix Force, Nightcrawler, Gambit, Forge, and this is Safeguard Trauma. To end of turn, remove it from all characters on a successful attack. Copy clear all positive effects. What are you doing for room 6?
I'm kind of doing something similar with Phoenix Force and Nightcrawler there. I'm not going to use Gambit and Forge. They're a little bit their stats aren't holding as much, I might throw into other newer characters with new stats to hold. But I'm really scared of the room not working correctly because I'm hoping it does. We'll see. But I'm hoping.
That's kind of how all content in a game is, right? And like the danger of look good on the test server. Hopefully, it works good when it's on the live server. All right, let's move on off of Crucible. Let me know what you guys are using on defense in Cosmic Crucible. But let's move on to the new war rules. And for those of you that don't know, Zero and I are in the same alliance, and we are an alliance that does not care about war. So this will probably be a very quick one. Probably get more information from the comments. But have you thought about these new war rules at all? And do these mean anything to you being an alliance that really does not care about war?
Depending on the day, sometimes I want to go into war and play and beat something that I haven't seen. Okay. Most of the time, we don't. We just go in there, do our 10 attacks, and move on. However, this looks more pushing Quasar, and I want to use him because he is a fun character to play with. But overall, we're not really that big on war, so I'll just look at them. Yay, we got some stats here, but I'm just going to do my 10 attacks and move on.
Yeah, our rule in our alliance: do your 10 attacks. Just fight some teams that I think I'm going to win. Hit auto and do that. If I remember to do my attacks. That's always a big if for me. All right, let's actually go back in the game and talk about Cosmic Crucible, because without the Ultimate 16, a couple of these rooms are similar. We had a raid room that's not there now. What are your thoughts on the Ultimate 16? For myself, super fast. I was on stream. I was like, oh, I got to do all my attacks. Did all of them in like 5 minutes. Ended up winning day 1, day 2, day 3. Did everything the same on day 4, and it was like a little bit of a point difference. They ended up winning. So I went 3-1. I actually played Cosmic Crucible because it's so fast. If Cosmic Crucible is going to be on the weekends, I love these 3 attacks. What is your opinion on it though?
The 3 attacks for being on the weekend, I agree. It's great for the weekend because you can do it really fast. Having Cosmic Crucible on the weekend with 6 rooms, it's a little more challenging. And it's like, no, put it back in the week where we have a little bit more time because it's the summer. We want to do stuff. I want to go do things. But the U16 was very, very, very quick. The last 2 rounds, I went up against some very big accounts. And I knew I was going to lose, but it's okay. I tried. Xavier, it took a second, but we got him. We took him down, but we still lost. But it was fun. It was quick.
Gotcha. All right, so yeah, I think it's fun. I think that if they want to continue with this on the weekends, do more Ultimate 16s. I like my weekends free. I like doing all my attacks 5 minutes, and I loved it. I did all of my attacks for this Cosmic Crucible. It's great, and I think that some of that is we've got so much more options on offense. It's so fast. Like, if I go in, I lose. All right, I got another team right in the back. I got another team right in the back. Whereas with 6 teams on defense, you're like, oh, this has to be a perfect attack. Not just winning or losing. I want to clear the rooms. So, yeah, I don't know. But let me know your thoughts, guys. I think the devs seem pretty set on keeping this on the weekends, but I do like it on the weekdays. But I like the quick attack if you're going to be on the weekends. All right, we have some free shards. Congratulations to brother Johnny. He beat the Race to Xavier challenges. We're going to get some free shards. And if we go in the game right now, or if we go into Discord server right now to see who is winning, it is Havoc. I voted for Havoc. Next winner is Howard the Duck. So it looks like we're going to be getting 50 of each, or you could do like 100 of one and 50 of each. What did you vote for? Have you been paying attention to these votes for some free characters?
Most of those I have at 7. So Havoc is the one that I'm really close to it. So if they give me the shard, I'll be done with 7. So I'm happy with Havoc.
All right, yeah, I don't have Havoc done. I don't have Howard the Duck done. Lalandra, I think they were pretty generous with Lalandra. I think she's done. All right, so yeah, I'm pretty happy with these choices as well. The Liberty team, they're a great team, but they're an older team and more accessible. They've had a bunch more events, so I think this is the proper vote for the community. Next, we have Twitch drops. Instead of 6 hours to get all the rewards, it's now 4 hours. I think as a content creator, I'm fine with that. Doesn't really make a difference to me. As a content creator and as a player, does this affect you at all?
No, because I'm usually watching somebody while I'm working. So 4 hours goes by pretty quick. The 6 hours was a little challenging sometimes, but the MSF community seems to be watching us a lot of hours now since the Twitch drops were initiated. So I'm cool with the 4-hour one. The 6-hour one felt a little pushy. Just a little
personally,
bit.
I think most people are watching like me based on the amount of interaction in chat. Even though the viewers go up, the amount of interaction is about the same, because I think a lot of people are doing what I'm doing. Watching somebody stream, putting on, and leaving, and getting those Twitch drops. That's why the views are a lot more, but the interaction is about the same. So I think it's a good thing. I do find it interesting that we're getting 20,000 intel credits instead of character shards, but I think that's because we don't have any new characters that were announced. Hyperion's the most recent character that's announced, and he's coming out today, and we have nothing officially announced of what is coming up after Hyperion. So I think that's why they haven't had these 5 shards here. Do you think that's going to continue the following week? Because I'm assuming that we're going to get the next team announced in tomorrow's blog post, and then we're going to, about 10 days after the Hyperion release. So the following Tuesday is when I'm predicting we're getting the next character. So what was the point of all that? Well, oh yeah, okay. Yeah, so with all that said, long way to ask it. So yeah, Twitch drops.
I agree. Giving more intel is great instead of the actual character shard. People were wondering about why are we getting character shards for this many hours, and we're like, you're going to be watching anyway, so you might as well get some 5 shards if they didn't give it in the actual free claims. But having some intel for right now, little spurts of it is great. So give us more intel. But the next 5 shards will probably come out once they announce the new team.
Look at this. The way I look at it, you watch Twitch for 4 hours, you get 5 pieces of gear tier 20 and 2 million gold. You get that on a weekly basis. Yeah. All right. So pretty good. All right, we got a big milestone going on right now. This is what I think the big event in the game is right now. Now, we talked a little bit about the negative zone, and I gave it a bunch of praises last week. This week, I'm kind of going back on that a little, because this event is all based on the negative zone. And it's not like last week where it was a brand new game mode, or I guess that was the second week, but it wasn't, last week was the first one. This is the second one. So it was a brand new game mode last week, and I loved it last week. Players were able to get the vigilantes if you were end game and pushing a little, get it free to play, able to go into that content. And it was challenging. This week, it's the exact same content. Nothing has changed on the negative zone week 2. I am disappointed in that. There's reset time. I can't play it all the time like that. But I guess because there's nodes, there's rewards on every single node that gives points for that Odin milestone. I see why they're doing that. What do you think of the negative zone this week? Last week, I loved it. This week, not so much, because it's the exact same content.
It's the exact same content. You got to do it once a day, and you got to do all the nodes, and you're trying to do them as quickly as possible because you've already beaten them. You're just doing it for the fragments and a little bit of training modules, but to get more points on the leaderboard, to try to get that 1 diamond Odin. I agree with you. Last week, fun. It was great. It was challenging. It was a puzzle. This week, it's like, I got to do this for 2 weeks. Like, no, I don't want to do it for 2 weeks, but
the problem now, if they just made negative zone ore fragments at the end of the first 2 runs, I would feel a little different about it. I do 2 runs, I'm done for the week. Having to do this every day for this week. And there's some data mines that might be changing next week, but having to do this every single day for this week, and I missed one because I wasn't aware, I wasn't paying attention enough to know that they have these fragments. I'm doing it every day from now. But it feels different. It feels different because it's not new, and we have to do it every single day instead of 2 times a week. So hopefully it's getting a little more fun next week as well. But what do you think of these milestones? Are you pushing for this? You said you're doing yours every day. Are you doing these other inputs, getting some maybe diamond fragments from the Thunderbolts, or spending your power cores? What are you doing to score on this? And what is your target for your ranking rewards at the end of these 2 weeks?
I am currently within the 1 diamond range, and I'm perfectly fine with that. Okay. I'm not shooting for 2 diamond. Talking with a couple of resident Krakens, they're going for 2 diamond, and 3 diamond is way out of reach because those points to get there to 2 million is ridiculous when you start adding up the offers to get there.
It's a lot of money, to get those 3 diamonds, right? Yeah, I'm gonna be shooting for the top 5,000. The 7 diamond or 7 red Odin. It's great. And then 1 diamond. That goes all the way up. 1 diamond. That goes all the way up to the top 1,000. So I know I'm not getting you 1,000. I'll be happy at the top 5,000. Are you pushing a little more for the gear, or is it all about Odin and these diamonds and red stars for you?
I'm pushing more for the gear. I think I guess the positive for this, the bigger positive of the event is that they could have stopped at 1,000 for like his diamonds like they did for others, but they dragged it down to 5,000, which is a lot more generous than I thought they were going to be. I thought we were all going to be fighting for top 1,000, and normally I'm like, no, that's money. I'm not doing it. This one, it was a little easier to get in the 5,000, but to keep it, I got to beat that negative zone every day.
Yeah. And spend power cores. Have you shifted your power core spending for this?
No, I've kept my power core spending exactly how I normally do it. Just do a couple of campaign energy refreshes and stuff, and maybe looking for another G20 piece in the Intel store and refresh. But I'm not trying to max it out because there's no way I'm reaching the top 1,000, and I've accepted it. I'm fine.
How are you doing with your Professor X saga? Will some of these Gear Tier 20 pieces make a difference one way or the other for you?
Those will probably get me closer to starting Cosmic. I'm still waiting for Cosmic, for Global Hero.
Okay. You're farther along than me. I'm not even in the city yet because I have I don't have the Blade and Oath done. I was starting to do Odin, so should have done a little more with that. All right, so that's the big one going on, but we also have more command center events. The King in Black, I did not blitz at all with Null because it only went up to 5 red stars, and that was the previous blitz milestone. Did you do any blitzing for this?
I mean, I normally do a couple of blitz runs just for the credits because I knew they were going to convert. But I think I forgot about doing the ones with Null because I didn't put them on a team for blitz yet. So, but I already have them. I'll
tell you what you're missing out on, though. You're missing out on some Elite 4 credits. Or Elite 4 credits. You could have been blitzing and got these duplicate stars and got some Elite 4 credits.
I guess I got to do the best game mode ever. I got to start blitzing.
I guess if you want those Elite 4 credits, super valuable in the store right now.
Yes.
I like with this. It is super simple. These command center events, the Harbinger events. I got the Quasar unlock this week. I think a lot of people did over the weekend. So I don't have any thoughts. I don't have any new thoughts on it, but I do enjoy this. What are your thoughts of this command center? Your initial thoughts when it first came out? Before it was all like this, and then when it's not a new thing and they're adding more stuff to it. What are your thoughts on this command center?
I mean, it's no different than the events tab or the milestone, the milestone tab where you got it, but it's just a new look for it. But I do like it, and they do give a lot of stuff that we're already doing for the most part anyway, just except for spending intel. You kind of want to hoard it, but then you kind of want to spend it, and you're like, I don't know which one. But I have learned that, hey, I'm going to limit my spending for at least the intel credits just to 300,000 and keep it that way, because I don't know how much more intel they're going to have once now the conversion hits, once the actual reset hits. How much intel are we going to get everywhere?
Well, you know what I like about this better than the event tab? This go button. If I want to go spend campaign energy, take me right to the campaigns. Instead of I gotta spend campaign energy, I gotta click out of this and I gotta go find the campaigns and all that stuff. I like that we could go if I want to go into on the store, boom, right to the Intel store, and then back to the milestones. I like that. It saves some time, not extreme amount of time, but save some time. So all of that is good. All right, are you ready for some? Are you ready for some data mines? Or any other thoughts on the command center or anything like that?
No, I'm ready for these data mines. I want to see what could be coming.
Let's go to the data mines. All right. I can't remember if we talked about this before we started recording, but it is about the negative zone harbinger. So what it says, all new missions, 9 through 12. So what it says here, let me try to read this. After careful consideration, we have decided to authorize a mission to this dangerous reality called the negative zone harbinger. Be on the lookout for all new negative zone. So not like this week, not a repeat. At least if this data mine is correct, should have some new characters, some new enemies to face. Are you looking forward to that? Or do you think they just mean these new missions here and missions 1 through 8 is going to be exactly the same?
I'm going to hope 1 through 8 is different.
Oh,
But
all
the
of us
track
hope
record
that. What do you
is-
think
yeah.
it's gonna be from Scopely? Do you think it's gonna be like that, or do you think it's gonna be?
I think they're gonna leave it the same, and 9 through 12 is gonna be different. And we're gonna. I'm hoping they're a bit harder, so we have to really push and have a good experience. But once you beat it, then you got to go again. And I'm like, okay.
So there's a double-edged sword, right? The first time I want it hard. The second time I've already beat it. I don't want it as hard.
Yeah.
I've already beat it. I've already solved that puzzle. I don't want to keep solving the exact same puzzle. So, and some part of me wants it super hard. And then there's another part of me wants it, not as hard, because I do think we're gonna have to do this multiple times. So yeah, and you know what? I'm gonna go with you as well. All new negative zone, I think that means 9 through 12. Nothing to do with 1 through 8. All right, so no new requirements as well. Looks like Negative Zone Harbinger required Chapter 1 Harbinger character, so it looks like we could build our vigilantes up. Don't have to have what is that guy's name? Hyperion unlock for next week. So looks free to play friendly, which is also another good thing. Are you building up your vigilantes for the Negative Zone? Because I've started to get some things in the Intel store. I don't know, we saw the Intel store earlier. I am building my Head Monkey and Silver Sable to the next star level so I can get a little bit easier time through Negative Zone. Are you doing anything to prepare for Negative Zone?
I mean, Vigilante is going to be used in multiple places, so it's nice to double and triple dip, because then I could use them in Negative Zone. So I am building them up.
Quasar Red Stars, yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to build them up, but it's taking a little time because training mats are a little scarce right now. So trying to push them up so I can at least get through. I'm hoping 9 through 12 is hard, and I have to figure out a plan.
Well, you can win your arena battles for 10 days and get 60 of these of the training mats. You know, instead of 1 day, you could get after a little more than a week, you could get some training mats. So slow process, but it's a drip that you get to build up your Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I don't want to drip. Give me my training modules back, Scopely, please. Please.
All right, well, we don't have all the stuff in the Intel store right now. We got a bunch of things converted, but nothing that we're gonna be able to buy. Doesn't look like it's gonna be a new store. It looks like we're gonna have just the same store, but just different currency that we're buying stuff with. How many bugs are you predicting later today? 3 is the over/under. Are you going with the over or the under?
I'm going with 6, man. There's gonna be at least
with
6.
over. All right, Valley Club. When everything happens, if you were watching this before it already went live, assuming that you're watching this before it goes live, let me know, how many bugs are you predicting? Or if you're watching this after it goes live, how many bugs did you think were going to happen and when it converted over? Hopefully you did get some value from this video, and if you did, leave it a like. Make sure you check out ZeroKoolGamer. My alliance mate puts out a lot of great content, streams all the time, so make sure you guys check out his content. His links are going to be down below. If you want to play some Raid Shadow Legends, I got a link down below there where you can get free epic characters, a free legendary character as well. And any other final thoughts, Brother Zero?
I'm waiting for Danger Room today. Today.
Well, you know what I'm waiting for? Can you see what I'm waiting for? I'm waiting for a fist bump from you. Are you ready for it? Here we go. Hulk fist. Zero, you're turning green here. ValleyFlyin, ZeroKoolGamer out. Have a great rest of your day, guys.